few questions and answers from the media, and if you could identify yourself when you ask your question from the media. Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure if William
Can you identify yourself?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm with WJXC District X. I don't know if William can answer this or not, but I know the incident happened in February. What gave you the courage to share the video now?
Attorney James.
That's a great question. William was very afraid, even after the arrest and going in for the first appearance and making a decision to take a plea that he should not have taken a plea to. He was suffering from a concussion that should have been identified by the courts. But to answer your question, you know, he experienced a traumatic incident where a sworn officer who taken an oath to uphold the law broke the law and beat him. So he's very afraid. He didn't know what could be the consequences or repercussions of presenting, but he, with his faith in his family and speaking with his legal team, you know, he decided to move forward in this matter, particularly that it's not just about William McNeil. It can be somebody else tomorrow, and that's what drove him to come forward.
Thank God he recorded that video. Thank God he recorded that video. Yeah, I mean, when you think about all the young people should be recording these interactions with law enforcement, because what it tells us, just like with George Floyd, if we don't record the video, we can see what they put in the police report with George Floyd before they realized the video existed. Right. And now we see what they put in the police report before they realized William McNeil video existed. So everybody, make sure you keep recording all of these interactions with law enforcement.
Right here.
With CBS News. I wonder, it was said earlier, well, we all give our children talk, and he mastered the talk. William, are you able to share what you were taught growing up about police encounters, and how did that come into play in the video?
Basically, what I was taught is to, instead of fighting them on the street where we don't have power at, you know, fight them in the courts.
Amen.
It's been talked about your composure in that moment. What was going through your mind during that time?
So there's a lot. There's a lot going through.
Right. Right.
Jake Snowman, actually, is Jack's. The sheriff has basically said if a complaint had been filed, before this would have come to light.
You want? I go first. Okay, you go first. Let's go first. You got it. Yeah, you come too.
You were never interviewed by the state attorney.
Mm-hmm.
He was never interviewed by State Attorney Melissa Nelson's office. Never once did they talk to this young man. And I would assume they saw the body cam video from the police department, and they said, well, no problem. They saw everything that America is seeing, and they said, no problem. And that is the problem. That is the problem.
That's a great question. So in the report, it talks about force was used. The sheriff said if a force is used, that his people will review it, the body camera footage, and as such. You know, as Attorney Crump said, that the state's attorney's office, how can you make a conclusion that there's no criminality in the face of, if a picture's worth 1,000, a video worth 10,000?
A million.
A million. But more importantly, as an ambassador of justice, that's the job of a prosecutor, to seek the truth. Did not even come and speak to the victim in the case. I know one from in Georgia, Gerald, the prosecutor usually talks to the victim because they have victim rights. How can you make a determination of no criminality before you even get a chance to talk to Mr. McNeil? What I believe it was a, and I'm gonna say it, a whitewashing. Whitewashing.
Yeah.
But for that video, But for that video, we would not be here. And we thank God that Mr. McNeil had the courage to record.
And let me address the first part of your question about why he didn't make an internal complaint. You watched that video. What is alarming to me is that there are several officers on the scene. And they seem like it was business as usual.
It is. Jacksonville.
And so, how can you trust a system like that to say, oh, who are you going to report the police to? The police? That's why we believe you need an independent investigation separate from the state attorney's office here in Jacksonville, Florida. We do not believe that is an independent investigation. I know several citizens have said they believe a conflict of interest is arises with the state attorney and the sheriff's office in Jacksonville. A person who is unbiased looking at this video sees William as a victim. Unfortunately, and apparently, the state attorney or the sheriff's department never saw William as a victim.
Yep.
They only saw him as a perpetrator, a criminal, the worst that they would define a person. But we saw the best in William. We see the best in our children, just like you see the best in your children. This is about driving while black. We don't believe they ever would have done that had this been a young white citizen.
Go ahead.
I have a couple questions.
Who are you?
My name is Will Brown. I work for Jacksonville Today.
Okay.
First, as someone who's named William, do you prefer Will or William? Will? Okay. Secondly, Mr. McNeil, when you immediately requested a supervisor, what was it that had you feel uncomfortable to the point of immediately saying, I would like a supervisor? Was there something about the officer's conduct or the way that the stop happened that immediately led you to say, I would like a supervisor?
So one thing that the sheriff released some videos, and according to William, there's another video, another officer's there. They didn't release this video. Officer had him at gunpoint. So now you're at gunpoint, and they telling you for not having headlights on, you better answer for a supervisor.
So the request, the gunpoint, you were at gunpoint?
Not initially,
okay.
But he was continuing to request for us. It was off the camera. You couldn't see it. According to William, he was being held at gunpoint by one of these officers. So the fact remains that this video shows what happened from the initial assault, and the body camera showed the initial interaction. But at the same time, what's your name?
Will.
Will, what we're talking about is somebody getting pulled over for not having headlights on during the day. That's suspicious within itself. You know, I've been black my whole 44 years. You know, if somebody's telling me they pulling me over for not having headlights on and it's day outside and no rain and anything, I'm concerned. Yeah. What are you really pulling me over for? Can you bring your supervisor to the scene? And that was his response. Over right here. Your media?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Wanda B with Hot 106.5 Radio,
Okay.
a Cox Media Group station. Action News Jax is our news partner. Can I ask a follow-up to what Will was asking? Have you all identified who that officer was
Myers,
that
right?
held them at gunpoint? And then my actual question is about William's recovery. What is it that
We
he's
haven't identified
recovering from his injuries, if you can answer?
Yeah, at this point, we think it's more appropriate that the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department identify the officers. We don't want to speculate. If they're proud of the conduct on the video, then they should release the officers' names. I'm going to have Attorney Daniels talk about William's recovery and the symptoms that he experienced. I mean, this was a horrific, brutal encounter. Did y'all see where they was knocking his head against the concrete while he was in handcuffs?
So, not to go too much into it, William actually suffered permanent injuries. You can see he had a fractured tooth. His tooth actually went through his lip where he had to endure stitches and closed head injury. He was concussed, and he's still under evaluation from doctors at this time. Dr. Davis knows William as a president of Livingstone Colleges, and he can see the cognitive decline. So this is a long recovery for him. These are things that we are ensure that he get the help that he need, so he can get back on track. All right.
Yeah, let me say this on that there, if you could, and I don't want you to say anything here, let William just stand, because I noticed this morning, his teeth was actually broke when you still see it there. Could you just, this was a violent encounter. His tooth went into his lip and he has stitches all on his lips. This is not good policing. Nobody can say this is good policing.
And it wasn't just one officer. When William was on the ground, it was multiple officers hitting him, putting his head into the concrete. So one officer may have been suspended or take police powers away from him, but there's more to come. Right here, it's somebody in the back over here. Right here, I got you.
Hi, Bradley Phillips with First News. Were you hit in the face outside of the car?
Yes. The video is clear. He was punched in the face. Outside the car. It's clear that he's punched in the face outside the car.
Yeah. And that's good. We invite the media, just like they did with George Floyd. It is good to slow down the video and go frame by frame and count the excessive use of force incidents on this young man, who only crime allegedly was he didn't have his headlights on and he didn't have his seatbelt on. Things that most people would get a notice to appear. He got punches in his face, head beat against the concrete, and a gun drawn on him. Right. That is excessive in the most kind way of expressing it. That is excessive force 101.
Yeah, to answer the question, absolutely, he was hit outside the car. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I work for Florida Times Union. So, as far as I know, there's not a legal action pending on this. No new charges against William. No lawsuit filed. You guys are attorneys. Attorneys practice through the courts. What do you have coming?
We're civil rights attorneys, and we plan to explore every possible legal remedy to get some measure of justice for William McNeil Jr. Every possible legal remedy. If this was your child, we're going to do everything that you would want done if this was your child.
That's all right.
In addition to recovering William from the physical injuries, how else are you doing beyond just
I'm gonna refrain from William from answering that question. I think that, like I said, he's still under care of a doctor. Obviously, he's under care of a physician. He still has some issues going on. Like I said, it was our hope and prayer that he able to make a full recovery, but he's still trying to come back. Any other questions?
And just let me say this while we get ready to take the last question. Really, we want you all to think about if this was your child. That's right. Black and white alike. We want you to think about if this was your son, young son doing everything right. And I know some of you all can't fathom the police stopping your child for driving without headlights in broad daylight. We think it's pretextual. We think it's racial profiling. But I want you to try to put yourself in our shoes. Try to put yourself in William's shoes just for a second. The police stop you and tell you, you say, why are you stopping me? And they say, well, you don't have your headlights on and it's raining. And you look and you're like, there's no rain. Why are you stopping me? And all he does why I say it's a Rosa Parks 21st century moment.
Right.
He, as a black person, says, you know, I'm tired of it. I'm going to try to demand my constitutional rights. That's the only thing that William McNeil did. And that's the only thing you would want your children to do. To say, as a citizen, don't I have the right to know why you're violating my Fourth Amendment rights against search and seizure unlawfully? That's it. Nothing more. So search your hearts, America. If this was your child, wouldn't you be proud that William kept his calmness and his demeanor and de-escalated it? And let that govern you when you call on the sheriff to hold these police officers accountable. Because that's what we have to get here. We have to have accountability. Attorney Daniels, is there anything else?
Got one more question up in the front.
So, this question is for Mr. McNeil or for Mr. and Mrs. Sterling. Will
So-
has now gone, this video has been seen worldwide. What is something you would like the world to know about your son or Will about yourself that they don't know,
Nothing.
but you think that they should know?
Could you repeat your question? I'm sorry.
What is something you would like the world to know about your son that they do not know, but you believe they should know? We should know.
Mental.
Just that he is a really, really good man of God. He's a mentor of all the children in the neighborhood. He's a self-taught musician in our church. I'm sorry? What you ask me? Oh, he plays the trombone. He taught himself how to play the keyboard. He also taught himself how to play the drums. So he's a really good son.
Yeah, scholarship.
All right, so we are continuing to listen into this press conference right here where attorneys and the Jacksonville, Florida driver punched by deputies are holding a news conference.